This video is brought to you by my generous backers over on Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel and get cool perks like access to the Discord, seeing the videos a week before anyone else, or exclusive Patreon only gameplays, then feel free to check out my Patreon. The link's in the description below. Tuvasa the Sunlit versus Kykar wins Fury. Need to jump on Kykar again. We don't have blue mana, but I'm going to keep that. I'm sure we'll draw into it off of our Argothian Enchantress. Alright, a turn 1 Soul Ring from our opponent into a Talisman of Progress, so we may see Kykar next turn, if they can get into the red mana they need. Just a plain old Sun Petal Grove for us. Well, looks as though they might not have red mana. They did ramp a little bit more with Everflowing Chalice though. And there is a Seal of Cleansing. Do we get rid of their... Yeah, I think we have to, don't we? Let's go Reflecting Pool. We can hope for some blue mana next turn. But as of right now, we're going to get rid of their blue mana by getting rid of the Talisman. And now we should have slowed them down sufficiently, because they actually need 2 colours off the top. Alright, well, there's an instant replacement for the Talisman. Can they get red off the top as well? That should put them closer to it. There's the blue we needed, so... Do we go for our Tuvasa, or do we go our Argothian Enchantress Soul Snare? I think... Yeah, let's just go our Argothian Enchantress. There's no rush for us to get down our commander. Obviously we draw a card off of our Enchantress. And get into Detention Sphere, which is particularly good against Kykar with all the spirits that it produces. So I thought we were going to get steamrolled here, but we might be able to stick it out just long enough to stay in it. More blue mana means there's potentially more card draw incoming, but no red is good. Skull Clamp, I think, might have Faith's Fetters written on it, but we'll wait until the Kykar comes out first. That was a Time Spiral, which shuffles the graveyard and hand back into the library. You draw a fresh 7, and they can untap, I think it's up to 7 permanents, or 7 lands. And does it exile itself? Oh, we can just read it then. Untap up to... Oh, it's 6 lands. So we don't know if they got into red off of that, because they played the island that turn. They did get into Thought Vessel though. Quarantine Field. We've got Imprisoned in the Moon and Song of the Dryads to get rid of the Kykar. Quarantine Field only gets rid of one thing, doesn't it? Yeah, let's just go Tuvasa here, I think. And then we can throw out the Canopy Vista. And that can be that. Let's see if they got red. They certainly did, so they go Kykar, and let's see if they can make a bunch of spirits to clamp. I think getting rid of that Skull Clamp is going to be imperative. There's a Serum Visions. They've only got colourless mana held up, but maybe they can get into more rocks. They don't have blue mana held up either, so I think we're definitely going in for Imprisoned in the Moon next turn. And there it is, a Talisman of Creativity. So now they've got wheel mana. Instead going for a Clamp onto one of the spirits, that takes them up to 7 cards in hand. And then sacrificing one of the spirits to Kykar's ability, and that gets them a Psymaster Thopterist. We get into a board wipe, which is not the worst. Let's definitely throw down a land, and we can go Journey to Nowhere onto Psy, and Imprisoned in the Moon on Kykar. And it's just a case of hoping that our opponent doesn't have free counters. We draw Idyllic Tutor and another land. That lands on Kykar. We've got Song of the Dryads if they manage to get rid of that. Draw some more cards, or one more card off of Journey to Nowhere, because Tuvasa only triggers off the first enchantment that you cast. Okay, a Wolf Willow Haven to go on one of our lands that we can't cast just yet. Swing in for 4 points of commander damage. And let's see what our opponent's got with all of this. Let's see. Are we going to have a chance to cast Wolf Willow Haven? How likely are they to get an army of tokens out with Ghostly Prison? I think I'm just going to get rid of Rest in Peace there. They're tapping a whole heap of mana. So I've no idea what this is. Maybe they can untap more lands. Yeah, there it is, Cyclonic Rift. So they get both of their things back in, and they've still got some mana held up. That is a Sunder. Return all lands to their owner's hands. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's us done then. I'm certainly not going to play it out from here. Our opponent's got a massive advantage over us. So we'll say good game. And we'll get on with the next one. Tuvasa the Sunlit versus Karametra, God of Harvests. Made some improvements to the deck and added some new cards from Theros Beyond Death. Unfortunately, we can't keep that one. Okay, we've got a decent amount of mana there, so let's keep that. We will throw away the Sunpetal Grove and try and get our tap lands out first of all. Then this can enchant any land. Yes, we can go and throw that onto the island. Let's just go for a green mana in Windswept Heath. Green and white should do, so let's grab Canopy Vista. And then our opponent cracks a fetch into a tapped shock. So no fast start from either of us. And there's Thassa, that does count as an enchantment, so that should set away Citizen Champion and the Tuvasa. Let's go for Fertile Ground first. Could wait on the Fertile Ground, but I just want to ramp as much as we can in the early game. And speaking of ramp, that's not anything that our opponent should struggle with in Karametra. Mana Bloom is not something you often see in that deck. That's really good in Tuvasa because it's an enchantment that you can play over and over again. And we've got a Rift from our opponent. I think we should go for our commander here. Ajani's chosen, so this is obviously some kind of Enchantress build that our opponent's made. I actually made Karametra Enchantress myself before I moved it over to Tuvasa. Now we'll go in for a blue and a green source. I think we've got quite a few green spells in the deck. And then I think before this thing goes crazy, hopefully they don't get the new Pegasus creature down either, that's in my Siona deck. Before that goes crazy, we can go Imprisoned in the Moon. Or do we just want to draw more cards with Citizen Champion? No, I think I want to go Imprisoned in the Moon on that. And we get into a land for the turn, that's good. So we can go for Cyclonic Rift if we are absolutely desperate. Oh no, we can't, I haven't left up the mana for it. Don't think I would use Cyclonic Rift for 2 mana anyway. We will swing in and get 3 points of commander damage on our opponent. That is the reason that Thassa's in the deck, because it can make our commander unblockable. And it is quite easy to get Tuvasa's power to above 21. Now our opponent goes in for, yeah, definitely Enchantress. That is Sigil of the Empty Throne. I have that in here as well, so it's the battle of the Enchantress cards. Let's go like that into Citizen Champion. And then we'll also go for Thassa. And that will get us a scry every turn. And draws us into more removal in Song of the Dryad, so we've got a couple of enchantments to play now. And then Journey to Nowhere, so yeah, we've got plenty of means of drawing cards. Continue to pile the commander damage on my opponent. And now it is Privileged Position, which I'd rather they didn't have, in all honesty, because we do have spot removal in this deck. And there we go, let's see who can do the best with Sigil of the Empty Throne now. How much mana do we have? Well, we don't have enough white to go for Sigil and Ghostly Prison, unfortunately. I think we're going to be making use of that Cyclonic Rift, though. So let's make white there. And we'll go for a Sigil of our own. That draws us into a land for the turn, and we can go for Exploration as well. Yeah, we can't go Ghostly Prison. These can both attack in our opponent, so let's do that. Our opponent's Angel is a 4/4. We're going to get an Angel of our own anyway when we go for this Exploration. They decided to block the Citizen Champion so that the Angel wouldn't die. They might as well keep themselves off of 3 points of damage there. Yeah, it is Exploration we want. Here we go, we get an Angel of our own so we can trade in the air if our opponent wants to. Then there we go, Enchanted Evening. So we might be able to get off the win next turn, because that will make all the permanents in play enchantments. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we put 2 into Thassa, make our commander unblockable, and swing in for victory. Our opponent may board wipe here though, so we'll have to see what they do before we make any concrete plans. Okay, Citizen Champion of their own, followed by a Cryptolith Rite, and that gets them into another Angel. Now they do have a white mana held up, which could be Swords. But I think we still go for Enchanted Evening and force the issue. Okay, decided to tap out after playing a land, and they're going for that Mana Bloom again, so they're just trying to vomit Angels onto the board. So I think we've got a clear run to victory now. They swing in with an Angel, we will just take that. Then it is a Scribe, we'll take a Tundra as well, put that back on top. Play the Tundra. Then we go for Enchanted Evening, and that will make an Angel and draw us a couple of cards thanks to our Enchantress effects. And that also animates Thassa, so let's go for Unblockable onto Tuvasa. And then we've got the Soul Snare to draw more cards and make another Angel, but I think we've got the victory here, and our opponent is graciously taking it. So there we go, that was a pretty fast one. We take our opponent down to both life total and 30 points of commander damage. Had we not have been able to keep our Tuvasa in play there, it would have cost us a few turns because we don't have haste in this deck. So I think, yeah, had they have gotten rid of that, they might have pulled away with a victory, although we do have Cyclonic Rift to cost them some time as well. But yeah, getting 2 Enchantress decks off against each other, along with 2 Sigil of the Empty Thrones, and having a bunch of Angels in the air, yeah, pretty fun one. But we just managed to pull off a victory today. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.